My girlfriend, 23F, is mad I cried over a video game girl. Now she says I'm immature and I'm wondering if I should end things. Hey Reddit, this is a throwaway because I want to get as close as an unbiased opinion as I can get, and lots of people involved in this story follow me on my main Reddit account. As a young adult growing up during the quarantine era, I got really into video games, as did most of the people I hung out with at the time. I got used to playing video games as a way to relax and connect with other people during my downtime. Only recently did I start playing single-player games as a means of entertainment, well past the prime years for gaming. My girlfriend is really chill. She's super down to earth, and for the most part, she's always put a lot of effort in understanding me. I'm a pretty social person who dealt with putting up masks to get a quick laugh from people. And so I felt really isolated for a while. When I met my girlfriend, she really put in a lot of effort to get past those walls and see me for who I truly was. Cut to 3 years later, and this is the biggest fight I think we've ever had. I recently finished Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, after playing through the remake just a few months ago. I won't spoil it for anyone here, but that game gets really emotional towards the latter half. Now, I've never been a sappy person, or one to cry at movies, and I think this is the biggest reason my girlfriend has been having issues with my behavior. I was cooking dinner for the two of us when the main theme, Sector 7 theme from the first game for those who are curious, came on. Now this is a relatively slow song, with a lot of strings and feelings woven into the melodies, or at least for me it is. I don't really know what came over me, but I started to get teary-eyed while listening to it, thinking about some of the characters and the events of the game. I don't think there's really been a piece of media that has really affected me in this kind of way, but I found myself particularly saddened at that moment, by the narrative of the game. So my girlfriend obviously noticed this, and realized that I was crying, and immediately grew concerned. When I told her it was nothing, she kept pushing. I thought the reason I was crying was pretty stupid too, so I kind of lied in hopes of diverting the subject. I just told her it was from the onions I was cutting earlier, they were shallots but close enough. And left it at that. Well, apparently I was very quietly sobbing or something, because she called bullshit a few minutes later. She started getting upset, thinking that I had done something like be unfaithful to her, and so rather than be caught in another lie, I just told her the truth. Unfortunately, this just made her more upset. She was going on and on about how I was so immature for letting a video game girl remain in my thoughts weeks after I finished playing the game. She said she was upset that I was replacing my mental headspace with a misogynistic dream girl that she thinks I believe is a better version of her. The girl from the game does look very similar to my girlfriend, I must admit. But that just shows you how pretty my girlfriend is. Regardless, I tried telling her that the actual narrative of the game was, frankly, ingenious, and how the song was just a trigger. It's not the girl herself that's making me cry, it's the narrative that she's involved in. Also, it's an emotional song. Like, without knowing what happens in the game, I feel like I could be sad to a song like this. Anyways, she wasn't having it, and she made me sleep on the couch that night. And then the night after, and the night after that. I'm starting to get really mad, and I admit, I was getting frustrated with her that she was treating me poorly because I became emotional over a game. I'm frustrated that I discovered something that moved me like no other game or movie has ever done before, and for some reason I'm being punished for showing my emotions in front of my own partner. I asked my mom for some advice, since I'm thinking of breaking up with her for treating me like this over some little disagreement. But after explaining the situation from both sides, she sided with my girlfriend. Now I have my direct family calling me childish, and all my friends are making fun of me for being into 2D girls. I'm literally not into her, by the way. If you played this game you would understand what I'm talking about. Since nobody in my community has really played single-player games, I feel like I'm talking to a bunch of people who just aren't going to understand what I'm saying here. I'm getting a lot of anime waifu comments from my girlfriend's friends, and overall, I'm becoming more and more done with this situation. I really love my girlfriend, like a lot. But this simple misunderstanding is tearing our relationship apart. I'm trying to communicate not only my own feelings but also how she might be taking this situation a bit farther than it reasonably needs to. So, Reddit, I need your advice. Do I cut my losses and break it off over something as stupid as this? I kind of don't want to let a fake girl tear my relationship apart, that just feels dumb. Am I being immature? I want her to understand. But, I feel as though she's not listening to me. If I don't break it off, how do you think I go about amending this? I just want some honest advice. And here's to hoping my girlfriend and her friends don't find this story and make even more fun of me.